Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Trading on margin, utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that can lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any of our software alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain significant loss. You should not invest any capital or trade that you cannot afford to lose. It is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading and to seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you have any doubts. Auvoria Prime does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade.
We had this alert just about 15 minutes past the hour, about 7:15. This one came through, strong arrow down, lots of red zones, and there's nothing that I can see. I can't even bring it up. I can't even scrunch the chart up enough to be able to see where the bottom of it is. I did pull it up on my TradingView platform. And right now, this is what we're looking at. Here's a 15-minute chart. Here's where this was a candle that the candle was on this candle, so we opened it up right on this, the red candle right next to where the blue one is. Got a little bit of a pullback, but that's pretty normal. And let me see, let me put the arrow in. So this was the candle, I believe, that had the arrow. Let me just double check that. Yep, that was a big candle there. And I had to go all the way back to almost a year ago before I could find where this price is coming back down to. So let me take this off. And so right now we have a couple zones right here. And I'm going to show you where I had to go all the way back. So price is right at this point. Let me mark where the price is.
Actually, we've got a Q&A. Gilad, sorry if I'm saying your name incorrectly, is saying that that's the news. There was British news, and Robert is saying that the GBP Swiss is doing the exact same thing, except obviously to the good of the GBP.
Yeah, we do have some news. We did have some news at 7 o'clock. Red folders with the British, lots of British red folders. You may want to just be careful with that. And we have another red folder tentatively later on today. Again, this is probably all about the same time, 7:30 to 8:30 time frame. Bank of England, Governor Bailey speaks, and there's another red folder later on at 5 o'clock with the Aussie. So yeah, be aware of some of these red folder news events today because they can bite you. They can work for you, but they can also bite you too. And so right now we have, as I'm showing you, this is where the price is. This is where our price is right now. I'm going to just bring it on down to where the wick is. I'm going to come all the way over. I've got to come all the way over here. I'm on a daily chart. And this brings me all the way back to May of last year. And this is the origin of where that move came from. And if this is where the price is right now, we can probably still go all the way down to, I would say it's probably going to, the first point where it may start to retest is going to be probably right about here. There's a little bit of a wick right here that I have to get through, but that's not much. And right now it's pretty much clear sailing all the way from this point right here, all the way down to, this is the body. Down here is where all the wicks are. And this is pretty much all clear bodies from this little wick right here down to here. So this is the zone that I'm looking at for a target. And if I go back to my 15-minute chart, and I will see we have a couple of institutional zones right here, right? It's right bouncing right here at this blue zone right now. And we have another zone right here, right inside of this little green demand zone. So I said I'm looking, we're looking at 20 pips primarily. And so the 20 pip target right now, my 20 pip target is looking to be at, you see where it is. It's somewhere around the 97.89, I think is what I've got. Nope, wrong one. 88.21. So we're looking at a target around 88.21 is my first 7 pips. This doesn't sound right.
No,
Where's
was
my
the
chart?
before.
Where is my chart? 87.71. That looks better.
Yeah.
87.71, which is be right about in this area right here. Get myself on a different chart. Let's go to a 4-digit here. Right there. This is target 1 right here. And that's that trade, and the stop is 40 pips above where the entry was, which was pretty much right in the 87.91 area. And then there was a U.S. Tech NASDAQ. We'll take a look at it. I don't particularly want to trade this today. And it looks like we should be on a 5-minute chart. And we have checked to see how many zones we have above. Lots of green zones below, and 1, 2, 3, 4 zones above. Right here is our lowest green zone. Has a little different picture on the when you zoom out, you get a little bit different picture because you'll find out where some of these other zones are, and you'll find out where the lower ones become. Now we do seem like we're starting to build some red zones up above from coming down. So this was a huge move up, and we're starting to looking for a little bit of maybe a reversal on this. But for right now, we're still looking for the stay with the plan. As in an uptrend, you buy, and a downtrend, you sell, and stay out of harm's way in between. This is the sell right here. Now we are getting close to the contra trend zone. In about another 20 minutes, we're going to be in the zone where we can go contra trend. In which case, then we could be at, let's see, at the entry of this one to be 13,443. We're still looking for $5 on these. Is that right, Eva? So it'd be 38.
Yeah. It's still 5 on these though.
Yeah, that's about be up here of 38. Well, let's see, 443 on for the sell. If we were to take this on a sell, now we do have a bounce, arrow, and possible go. We do have a lot of room to the downside. This would be a contra trend trade if you decided to take that. And we're looking at around another 20 minutes. Right about there, between 1500 and 1700 is the zone for the reversal. Remember, these are on the 5-minute chart. Going for 5 pips with a stop of $10 or $5 $5 target, $10 stop. That'd be 13453 would be the stop. And the target would be 13453. for 38. And that would be that one. Although this is, like I said, this would be contra trend. We have the trend is to the upside.
It really spiked down overnight.
Yes, it did. It spiked down. They came back and retested the upper zone again.
And
Yeah,
I
way over
assumed
here.
there was, I didn't get filled. I had my take profit there on the sell, and it actually, the wick went right through my take profit and it didn't fill me. And then it went right back up again. So there's too much action going on.
Must have been heavy volume.
Yeah. I saw it this morning and it's like, darn it. I had my take profit perfect and it didn't fill me.
Hate it when that happens. Did it go through?
Yeah.
Did it go through it? Was there enough?
It actually went through it barely, but it was the wick. The candle itself didn't go through my take profit, but the wick went past it.
So you're just too low in the queue and more to get filled then.
That's it. That's the one that I set yesterday, Christine, when we were on together.
Oh, mine.
When you were watching me trade afterwards. Yeah.
Sure.
So
Your nemesis.
It was perfect, but not perfect enough.
Yeah.
Let's check our say this.
Sorry to hear that.
Me too.
Yeah, I bet. More sorry than me.
Yeah, so if anybody has any questions or comments, put them in the question answer box so we're more apt to be able to catch them. We have a good group here this morning.
No Matt today? Anyone heard from him?
Well, I have a feeling he was up last night with Nathan. I have a feeling.
Oh, okay.
Just guessing.
We're gonna have to send him down to the office.
No.
to the principal.
To the principal's office for a tardy slip.
That's it.
So someone mentioned that they're going to have to readjust their schedule because of, the new schedule. Alice, someone has in the Q&A. If you can do, James has Juiceless. If you can take a look at there.
Oh, James. The two open. Here we go. British Swiss. Okay, let's take a look at that one. British Swiss. Whoa, that was quite the move on that one. And we should be we need to be on a 15-minute chart if we're not already. Yep, we are. We're on a 15-minute chart. I guess we're going to have to look and see where we did have the arrow off of this one, off of this move. Now we have to look and see where our target is. That's when you get these really strong moves like that, the question is, what's your target range on this thing? Where can we expect to? Now, it did take out this over here. Let's go back to a daily chart and see if we can find something that gives us some clue where this thing's going to go. We have a little bit of a basing right in here. If we can get through this area, then this would be the next area to be taking a look at. Let me get on my other charts. It'd be a little bit easier to maneuver it. Let's see. The British Swiss. Let's come over here, take a look at this one under the microscope. And so we're going to go to see how far back we have to go to find out where this price was. Probably going to be about the same situation. We're going to have to go all the way to a daily chart and zoom all the way back. So let's go ahead and mark the price right here. That's the high. Let's go back to where we can find so this is the zone right here. We have a drop there's a wick over wick area with another strong drop, and then it came back and retested. So this would be the area. You can just barely see that wick in there. Let me take this off. Maybe you can see a little bit better. Here's that little wick right here. So here's a drop. This is a wick over wick zone with two strong candles down with the wick, strong candle down, came back up and retested this area. So we're right at a retest area zone. This is, it had to go all the way to a daily chart and had to go all the way back to March of last year. Once it gets through that, the next zone is going to be up top here. So we can get through. If we can get through this area, then this will be the next target. And we're going to mark this as a supply. And do the same thing for this one. And I'm going to lock these so I don't move them. Let's go back to our 15-minute chart and see what we have. This is going to be a bounce point right here, probably. I would expect it to bounce there. I'm going to lock that. And we have another one up there, another one down here. So these are our 15-minute zones. This one's red, and then this one's green up there.
Sorry, guys, I just totally went offline there for a couple minutes.
Okay, so right now, this is what we're looking at. We have a nice strong move up. We have a little basing and a little wedge forming right here, but we're right up in bouncing right up into our supply zone. So I would expect it to come up. You don't really have a whole lot of room until we get to that area. The question is, do we have? There's 20. Well, if we just barely penetrate into it for the 20 pips on this chart. Let's look at our 5-minute chart and see if we can find something else that may help a little bit here. A bit of a pullback. Here's a wedge. We often talk about that. And you can see it's trading right in between this little zone right in here. These are all institutional levels. It's just a, let's call that the mid-range there. So I'd like to see it get out of this right now. This range is about pip-wise, I think it's about 21 pips maybe. Not quite. Yeah, about 21 pips. So we'll just kind of wait and see. I mean, you could, I would say if you can catch it down at the bottom, you can maybe try and go. There is still a lot of momentum going on this thing. The British pound, Swiss. If we look at our kind of our heat map, the British pound is strong against the Swiss on several time charts. So you could probably, I'd say if you got in right now, you may get a little bit of a retest of the top of here, but right now at 20, let me get this thing set up here. Put this on another get my 4 digits on this one. So our 23.11 to 23.24, you could possibly catch about 10 pips, maybe more if it breaks to the top of that, coming up into that zone. This is a nice little rally. It's spacing, and then might get another pop out of this one. And let's see, anything else we have to look at? Let me move this out of the way. That was the analysis of that trade. And so we are in a nice little, got a lot of room in there.
Al, could you just go, someone had mentioned in the chat that GBP USD, you know, that had a 90 pip move. So
GBP USD.
There you go.
That's probably another one. That's pretty much the same thing. This is all because of that British announcement that we had.
Sure.
Now the thing is, we're coming right up into a red zone. Let's scale out and see what we have. When you get these announcements that move the market like that, that's pretty significant. That's all I could say about that.
Yeah, they it had to do with their interest rates. And Garvin was kind enough to announce that they were going to keep them at 0.1.
Okay. So not raising interest rates or lowering them. Here's a zone. So basically, it's actually forming another red zone. But this is a retest of this area. It could very well, this one was formed overnight. And a lot of times you'll see in preparation for what the announcement is, they start driving the market down overnight. They get the announcement, they just put it right back to where the initial point was. It would not surprise me to see this thing come through. We do have a nice up arrow. We are in a downtrend, but this was, I'm not going to put a lot of weight on this red zone right here. Actually, I like this one a little bit better. This was, they said this was formed in the early morning as the London session opened up. This was sort of like your market makers move, where it comes back down, brings it in, and they say no one knows what the announcements are going to be, but somehow I think somebody knows because they planned it right here, and then they anticipated to go up, so they drove the market down, got their buys all in, and now they're driving it back up again. I'd be looking at this as being the target. And so this would be the entry right here. Let's see, what is this? This is the British US. That was at 136.41.
In the Q&A, Anonymous is saying, do you mind moving the small blue bar at the top so we can see the pair? I'm
This one
not
up here?
sure.
You talking about this one?
Is that what you're talking about? Is the
I can.
I don't know which one they're talking about.
I don't. The only blue bar I see is this thing, but that's my buy sell zone. I mean, I can get rid of it like that if that's what you're talking about.
They're watching on a small screen. I mean, you know, we can accommodate the best that we can, but
yeah.
Right at the, no, we can't move right at the top. That actually, that's for the share screen.
Oh, this one up here. Oh, yeah, that's my this part. Yeah, that one I don't want to move right. That one right.
Yeah, we can't get rid of that.
That's basically the VPS. I'll put that back on there again. Yeah, you see, anyway, it looks like you're going to be able to hit this. It broke through this zone. This zone didn't go away. It just broke right through it. And your target's going to be right up in here, the bottom of the red zone. That would be your target. And that should get you pretty close to 20 pips, 38 to 68. So that's 30 pips. So that's a 30 pip move right there. British, and the British Swiss is doing about the same thing. My British Swiss is about ready to hit my profit. Let's take a look at that one real quick. British Swiss. If it comes close to hitting my profit target, then actually that one's already. Oh, British Swiss, where did that go? That was British Swiss. That was a sell at 122.67. Is that right? No, that was not right. That was from leftover last night, I guess. Let's see, what other ones do we have here? Let me take this off and take a look at my. Got lots of alerts here with the British. A lot of alerts on the British.
Yeah. You make good money that way, but you have to
Yeah.
be super careful.
Pretty busy today. Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, the British Swiss is. This is the one where we had the target sitting right above that that zone, right around the 123.30 area. It broke out of that. We had that little pullback that we were talking about. Go back over here. So this is the one where we drew the box. We had the strong move up. We had the little retracement, and we started getting another nice little push up. And I said, this is the entry of this was. Let's take a look and see where it was. British. Let's see. Actually, the entry was all the way down here. There's where the arrow was. Are we on the right time frame? 15 minutes. Well, that's a daily. That's why I had to go to the daily for that one to see where it was. Let's go to 15 minute. There we go. This is all with that announcement. Actually, we have two arrows here right now. Here's the bounce arrow go. Here's the second arrow right following up with it. GPS is running slow again.
Yes, there was a mention of that.
I think what it is, when you get 200 people in the room, it just everybody's got running all the charts and it just bogs everything down. I think is what part of the problem is, and I don't know what the answer to that is. 09 to 29, we're gonna call it 29. Yeah, let's take a look at the Euro British and see how that one's doing. Let's get another alert. Euro British.
Yeah. It's all Euro British.
That's so funny.
I didn't know I was so clairvoyant.
We always knew that.
Sell on this one. British Swiss with a sell. That's interesting. No, that's Euro British. Euro British sell. Euro British. Euro British. Here we go. Let's take a look at. These are so far down on these charts. I almost have to use my trading view to see these things.
Can you zoom out?
Well, it's just. Let's see if I can zoom out a little bit.
I mean, like on your up at the top.
Well, even you mean like these buttons?
No, your magnifying glass It looks like it's is wow. What's it? Why is it doing that now?
I don't
You got
know.
some weird, funky stuff
Well,
going.
no, I just changed it. There you go. I put the change the, this sort of makes the little margin on the side, but Euro British, Euro British, Euro British. Lots of movement today.
Oh, Judson's saying that it's a Euro Aussie.
Yeah, this Euro Aussie.
Well, there was a Euro British up here.
Oh, there is a Euro British too. So
Yeah.
it's both, Judson.
There's actually both of them. Well, the Euro British that we're in it's going down. We got 20. You got pretty close to 20 pips already with that one. Let's see. Oh, this is a busy morning.
Your Swiss US.
Make sure I got all my targets in on these. What's the Euro Aussie? We want to take a look at that one, see if there's anything there. Euro Aussie, lots of red candles or red zones. Let's zoom out. Looks like we have a trade on that one too. Let's measure it. Make sure we have 40 pips. Euro Aussie, that looks like a trade, so we can take that one as well. Euro Aussie. And that would be a sell. Last couple of days we didn't have anything. This one just keeps probably about 5 trades already this morning.
It's one of those days.
Euro British is getting close to. All right, so we're going to go with the. I'm glad I made all my lot adjustments yesterday. So Euro British 0.8775. We're going to do that. Open trades. 0.8775. Move that all the way down to. Nope, wrong one. We're looking at the Euro Aussie, so that's 0.15788. 1.5788. Oh, it looks like another arrow. Okay, we got to take a look at this one, see what's going on with this. Okay, we have 5732 was the entry on this, and the target is 5689. Lots of room to the downside.
Hey guys, I just wanted to say it out loud while I can. In the Q&A, Judson is saying that he didn't get the alert for the Euro GBP, I guess it was, one of them. Anyway, so I asked him to check his chart. So it's 15-minute. And he did say that his VPS had to be rebooted and it all came back to the hourly or the 1 minute. So make sure that you guys are always having a quick look at your charts, that they're set up for the 15-minute or the 5-minute, depending on how you want to, what you're trading.
Let's take a look at this Euro British here.
Actually, Christine is saying in the Q&A that there are a ton of alerts. Can we address each before analyzing too much in detail? There's so many of them.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find out where my targets are is what I'm trying to do here. And they're all coming way back from a long time ago. This is the zone here. Okay, this one's still, we already did figure this one out. This is the one with target one. We're at target one right now. And then target two would be further down to about 187.49 if you wanted to go for target two, or just take it off and be happy with the, so you don't get the bounce, or maybe re-enter off of a bounce. And next one was, that was the Euro British, and the other one was the Euro Aussie. Was it? I think it was Euro Aussie. Take a look at that one. And that one was a sell, Euro Aussie sell, and that was at 157.32.
Stuart's asking if we would still take the trade as it didn't bounce.
157 for the Euro Aussie.
Yeah.
157.32. If that was if the candle was on that and it opened up, yes, you could take that. There's still lots of room to the downside. Let's see where the Euro and all the Aussie is strong to the Euro, so you want to go short on that? Yes, you can take that one. And so the entry on that one was I've got 57.35, I think is where my entry on that one was. 57.35. Let's take all these off. $57.35, which was right about in here. So pretty much right at the close of that candle. I think this is where the candle was, best I can tell. Here's the entry, and then 20 pips below. Oh, 57.35 and 20 pips below would be 57.12. Pretty much right at the bottom of where this wick is here. This would be your entry on close right there. This goes back to my wedge teaching days. And then the stop would be at 72-ish. Right around where that moving average is right there. So this is target one. I'll put an alert on here so we can remember, so we can see where it is when we get to it. And we know to take it now. We know to check and make sure we can take it off. In fact, I put it a little bit ahead of time just so that if it doesn't quite get there, at least alert us that it's in the range. Next chart. What's the next one we have? I'll tell you what, it's been quite the morning. I haven't had a morning this busy in a long time.
Be careful what you asked for from yesterday.
Let's see, what was the last one we had here? Unless we're still looking at the Euro British.
When we finish with these British pairs, I thought I saw in your alerts that we had a Kiwi something, but I can't tell you what the other pair, what other part of the pair was.
Joseph got 20 pips on the British Swiss. James, you're saying British Swiss. Can you please elaborate? What is it? Like you have to let us know what it is that you want us to do, because we didn't get an alert for that just recently.
Yes, we had one earlier, the British Swiss.
How long ago was that now?
Oh, it was probably around, oh, let me see. It was said, looks like it came in around 12, about 1300. So that'd be 13, about 6 o'clock, I guess, 6 and 7.
11 minutes ago, like 11 minutes
wait,
ago.
what time is it now? We are at
Yes.
8 o'clock.
11.
Well, let's take a look at it. British Swiss.
And that was the other one that we did, the British Swiss. That must have been when I was offline or something, because I didn't, I don't remember it.
There, we got this one right here.
And
I don't know if I can get this thing to scroll up or not.
Thank you, Joseph. You said the alert came about 30 minutes ago.
There we go.
Yeah,
that'd be right here. It was right here. Here was the open of the alert right here at the 2309. Target would be 2329. That's unless you want to go for more than the 20 pips. That's the target. 2329. I'll put the target on that one. 2329. There's already past target 1.
That's some candle.
That's a huge candle. We don't have to really worry too much about the stop right now. Now the biggest question is where are we going to go with this one? British Swiss. British Swiss. Let's take a look at it over here. British Swiss. Whoa, look at that. What? That's a harmonic.
What is that?
That's a harmonic. That's a harmonic.
Look, little morning drawing.
Did I get the wrong chart? Did I get the wrong chart? My goodness, what the heck did that happen here? Let's see, we're going to, oh boy, let's see if I can get some of this stuff taken off so we can see what the heck's going on. I haven't seen that one in a long time. Still going strong. I'm gonna have to take this chart off, close that one out. Try this again.
Tyra, if you can elaborate on what you mean by not worried about a pullback or retest. Which pair? Is it still this one or a little bit more detail?
British Swiss. There we go. Let's see. And we're going to make this one big, and we're going to, all right, let's try this one again. Well, that thing is just rocketing up there. Let's go to a higher time frame. See, we have our, basically we have our blue zone right here. We're going to mark that.
I'll go have a look. Okay, so we've got an Aussie CAD and a Kiwi Swiss. So which one would you like to take? And I'll have a look at the other.
Why don't you take Kiwi Swiss and Aussie CAD was the other one?
Yes.
Okay. Let me finish this one first, since we are looking for a target zone. Coming right up and into a, we're just penetrating a retest of a zone right here. I'll say I haven't had a morning this like this has been nonstop.
That's good. We can't complain about that. We have lots.
No, you can't. No, you can't. It's better. Lots of choices this morning.
Yeah.
But I would say right now this would be the midpoint right here. Look, be careful of the midpoint. And so I'm going to, I got the range of this box over some major fib points. And we go to another time frame here. To my 5 minutes, see where we at within here. So I'd be looking at a zone, I'd be looking at a possible bounce anywhere into here or before. And that's going to be right around the 123.85 to the 123.65 level. Anytime it may start bouncing anytime now, but it could go, I would expect it to go up into this area possibly. It's pretty strong. Okay, what was the one I was supposed to look at?
You were supposed to look at the Aussie CAD, but have a look at the New Zealand Swiss. It's strong to the buy, which is what this is.
New Zealand,
And
Swiss.
there's no zone above it until you hit the daily. So I think you're probably good for it, but I'll defer to your judgment.
Thanks.
Oh, look, a zone just popped up on the 5 minute here.
I'm on the 15. I don't see anything on the. Oh, you said New Zealand Swiss, right?
New Zealand Swiss, yeah.
You're
Okay,
the
the
wrong
zone
one.
on the 5 minute says no go, but there is no zone on the 15.
Here we go. This is the one we're looking at here. So we've got. Do we have? Let's see, make sure we're going in the right direction. Looks like we are. We've got lots of green, so that's good. Pull it back out. Go up to a higher time frame, see if we can find something up above. See if we can find a zone above. Nothing on the 1 hour, nothing on the. How about the daily? Anything above on the daily?
Well,
Yeah,
it's the 5 minute has one on there now too, which wasn't
Yeah,
there when I
we've got
first
one
did
right
that.
here where we're sitting right now. We got a zone right here at, that still might be enough room. Price is at 91 to, yeah, I may hold on. There's other choices that were better than this one right now. We do have that zone right here. A lot of these are going to be coming up to a daily zone, I believe.
Yeah.
I'll start taking some of these off just so I don't really have time to be monitoring them here.
The Aussie CAD it looks more or less the same. There's a zone right up on top of it. As a matter of fact, it might already be in the zone.
Aussie CAD, let's see what that looks like. So all these are all making moves, retesting last year's. Like the Aussie CAD is looking at the June 26th of 2018.
Wow.
That's a long way away. It looks like there's this one. This is the Aussie CAD. Here's where we are right now. I'm on a daily chart. For this high level, this level right here. Came all the way over. It retested all the way over here. This was at May. There's June. There's May. So this area right here is the high. And then we're going to do another one here. Oops. Oh, there we go. Let's find just where the wicks. That way, just have just the wicks in this little area right here. Came back, didn't get all the way up here to retest it, and now we're coming all the way over here to be retesting it again, and it bounced right off of that zone. So that's the major supply zone right there. Screws. Now go back to our 15-minute charts, move it back up again, see where we're at. It does have room to the upside. This is the last time it challenged it. That was a few days ago. Big pullback from that. And that's on the 15-minute chart. So there is a zone right there. Have another little zone over here. You almost have to find out. Remember, price has memory, and it will remember where these zones were.
Actually, when you have a moment too, Al, Garvin is asking if you can check the pound Swiss on the 1 hour, see if what your thoughts are on him holding it for 50 pips, I guess, like a swing.
Pound Swiss on the 1 hour. Pound Swiss.
Yeah.
Pound Swiss. Let's see. We'll take a look at this one. We're going to have to come back to the.
I can only assume you're talking about a long on that, Garvin.
Yeah. What was your entry on this one? You can type the entry and I can mark it off here and see what it looks like for 50 pips. And so this is going to have to get through this. This is our zone that I would say that I would be looking at a target. It could go anywhere from as 23.32 to roughly 23. And that could be another 70 pips through that. I would say what I would be looking at, if you want to go for the bigger move, and you're looking at another 65 pips to the other side of this little zone right here. Maybe not quite that much. Pick it off a little bit here. What I would be doing is I would be looking at a 15-minute chart.
I've got his entry for you. He got in at 23.29, 1.2329, 7.
29. Oh, 29 up here.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got there, and you're so 29 to 49 is 20 pips.
He's looking at 50 pips.
Yeah.
On the 1 hour, though.
Okay, I'll take a look at that. On the 1 hour. The 1 hour is not going to say a whole lot since I had to go way back to a daily chart, but we can see where the 1 hour brings us, see what it looks like on a 1 hour. Let's see if I can get that back that far. Let me do a go-to. Let's see. Let's go to 20. So that's about where we're going to be going here. So on a 1 hour chart, I would say probably you can maybe take it to the if you want to stretch it, I'd say maybe to this area right here. Let's see if I can put it. Let's see what, that doesn't work. Let's see what if I can try and make this thing. Try if I have something to. Let's make it purple. Maybe that might help. Here we go. Let's go back over here. Let's push this right about in the middle. Yeah, I'd say probably about the, if I do a fib on this thing. I would probably go with about 2365, maybe plus or minus 7 pips of that. But it still may not even get up here. I'm seeing a little bit of a wick right here now. This is starting to show a little bit of sellers are starting to come in right around this. Right now we have a 1 hour range candle right like that. If I go to a 15-minute chart, I can go take it to a 5-minute. It still has a little bit of pressure to the upside. It's not quite ready. I would probably expect a little bit of a pullback. Well, it's got some more room to the upside right now. I'd hang on to it for a little bit still. I would say if you get to the top of that around the 140, 23, 44, it could keep on going, but you're probably going to get some, you're just going to start getting some pullbacks a little bit. Right now, it's, we had such a strong move up, it based, wrong over, retested. So right now we're starting to form a little bit of a wedge on this 1 minute chart here. We're starting to form a little bit of a wedge where we have, here's a 1 hour candle right here. And so I'm looking at so here's the 1 hour low, here's a high, here's a higher low. You can flat top this and we'll see this is about where it's coming into. If it breaks this area, if it breaks this line right here, it'll probably come up and retest that one. But it is starting to show a little bit of weakness here. I'm always happy to take my profits a little bit earlier. It's always nice to catch those really big runs, but at least there's been so many trades this morning that I always say don't get greedy. You see it's starting to back off a little bit here. This is the origin of that 1 hour candle. You're starting to see a little M pattern here. Anybody seeing that? Here's the first leg of the M. There's the left shoulder. Here's the pullback. And now we're starting to get another little bit more of a dip, as Nathan would say. And if you get this thing, if this thing starts to break the bottom here, it's probably going to go to, I'll be looking at this area right in here for the it's got, if it takes this out, this shoulder of the M could come down and retest this. So my little tool here that I really like using is this one. From here to here, here's the middle of the M, there's the right shoulder, and it comes back down and retests this, maybe to there, or a lot of times it'll go down a little bit lower.
We got a new alert, Al. The Euro CAD just came through.
All right, let's take a look at that. Euro CAD. Might be ready for a break by the time this thing's over.
We're getting your pound of flesh today, aren't we?
I am. It's
You're taking it too easy.
The Euro CAD. That's over there. All right, Euro CAD by 153.65.
Whoa, that's pretty heavy to the sell side, isn't it?
Certainly seems to be. Well, we are in the retracement zone. So we could take this as a retracement. Now the question is, do we have 20 pips there? The way this market's been going, it wouldn't surprise me that have 29 pips. Yeah, that's a viable trade as a retracement. It's not with the trend. The trend is down, but it is in that retracement zone where we were looking at for the 8 o'clock, which is 1500. And then the other one at 7 o'clock. We do have a little bit of a pullback on this one right now. It's pulling back a little bit. And the stop would be about 53.45. I take that back, 53.25. Right about there-ish. In fact, this is a contra trend. I would wait for this thing to pull back. If you really want to get in this one, I would wait for the pullback and do a buy stop. And you can do that by going to trading, go to new orders. Make sure you have the EuroCAD up top here. And the stop in the market order. You don't want to do a market order. You want to do a pending order. And then you want to do a buy stop, which means you wanted to trigger the buy as it comes up from the bottom. So do a buy stop and do that at 53.65. 1.5365, and then enter. Place the order. Oh, didn't like that. Why didn't it like that? Let's try that one again. This happens to me. That happened to be the last time. What? Pending order. Yes. Buy stop. And we want 153.65 expiration. We don't want an expiration particularly. Maybe I have to give it one. Let's see.
Well, you have that expiring today, so
Yeah, why is
They
maybe.
want you to put a stop loss and a take profit in for some reason.
I don't think so. I think that's what it is.
That's what it's saying.
Oh, is it? Okay.
That's what comes up, yeah.
153.25.
Typical man doesn't read anything.
Well, I'm too busy trying to guess. Yeah, that's probably true.
Sorry how you're out team today.
1.5385. All right, let's try it again. Here we go. There we go.
Ta-da!
Thank you.
There we go.
Guys, so yeah.
Read a little rules there, guys.
I'm too busy trying to figure out what's wrong without reading it. Yeah. Well, guys, they never want to ask for directions.
True.
Exactly. And that's a problem, as you can see.
Yeah, you can see
Well, I should have left you to your devices for the next half hour. I wonder why this won't go.
Yeah. There we go.
Hey, Hal, Charles was mentioning that there's another zone on the M5.
On the
I don't know if you want to.
Okay, let's see. Take a look at that. Yep, there is one right there, and that's how far away is that one? So that one could give you a little bit of a problem here. That's only 9 pips away. So, oh, right now we should not be. I don't think we're in this trade yet, are we? Or did we? It did fill, didn't it? Yeah, we did get a fill on that. What's the spread on this thing? 2 pip, no, a little bit less than 2 pip spread. Well, we are filled, so we'll see what happens. We have our stop in. It's way down here. We have our target way up high. I don't like this zone being here. Again, this is on the 5 minutes, so we didn't see it on the 15. But we do want to maybe note it, just in case we get a bounce off of that. It was right about in here. Let me go back to my 5 minute chart. And let me draw that zone. So I'm going to go to insert. I think it's insert. Shapes. I'm going to do a rectangle. And I'm going to reshape this zone right here. And I'm going to objects. Should be a rectangle without any label on it. I'm going to edit this one. I'm going to make it orange. Okay. Let's see what happens. Go back to my 15-minute chart. There's our 5 minute zone. And that's what British Swiss is still going strong. And let's see, anything else? EuroCAD. We have another EuroCAD. Is that what we're looking at? That's what we're looking at. Okay, so that's good. It is pulling back against us. We do have a lot of room to the downside. If we got a down arrow, you may want to think about reversing this one.
Al, in our Q&A, Robert had asked a couple of minutes ago, but you were working on this one. A US CAD had his question is a bag with equal zones.
US CAD?
Yes.
A bag with equal zone could be. US CAD. Oh, here's one that I drew yesterday for this one. That was a 5 minute zone right there. Okay, let's take a look here. We have scale in. I don't think so. 15-minute chart, scaled in all the way, or zoomed out all the way. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green and only 1 red. And this one I just drew as a overlay from a 5 minute chart from yesterday. So the answer to your question is no, it does not have equal zones. But we are in the zone of reversal, the reversal zone, which is 1500 hours to 1700 hours. That's right there. I'm doing another one. 2 hours later. Move this out a little bit. This be the 1700. And this one, we don't really have any arrows on this one that I'm seeing, other than way back here. And that was it. This was the one, the last one I see was at, actually had a I'm going to take this one off. Delete that one. We did have a bounce arrow go. Yeah, two double arrows right here. And from this point, this one trade may already be done. 2806 to 2826 would be where the target, the first target would have been. 2826. May not have made it. That one would have come very close, but no cigar if you didn't take it off. That was the entry. And so right now, let's see where we are zone-wise on this one.
Okay, guys, just want to remind you again, please put stuff in the Q&A. It makes it a lot easier for us to get to them. And please articulate what you want. Don't just throw something out there, because especially if we've moved past something and we've answered a few other questions in between, we don't know what you're talking about anymore, like which chart you're talking, or what it is that we're in the process of looking at, or whatever, just to make it a little easier for us. And that way we can answer your questions better.
Yeah, I can't hardly remember what chart I was looking on just before the next one. So yeah.
Exactly. So it makes it harder.
I mean, we have 30 charts that we're looking at, and we're getting 3 and 4 of them at a time. So
yeah,
we need a little, yeah, we need to, yeah.
And in the chat too, your questions and comments will get lost, just so you know, because it's used for general chat. So if you want us to look at something, please put it in the Q&A, because the chat won't necessarily be seen by us, because we don't scroll back. Just to keep you aware.
Yep.
Isaac is asking, do you guys incorporate ADR in your analysis?
ADR?
ADR.
I don't.
Average daily range, yeah.
Not really, no. Not as a rule. I mean, I occasionally I'll look and see what it is, just for some specific purposes, but I usually don't follow it that closely. I just pretty much let the price action dictate. When I'm doing the analysis of the charts, I'm doing pretty much trend lines and candle patterns is pretty much what I'm looking at mostly. I do have a couple of other indicators give me some idea what the strength is, but as a rule, it's just pretty much the chart pattern. I mean, with the arrow, I just pretty much let the arrow tell me whether I should be taking a look at the chart with the direction, and if there's enough room to the next zone. So, and that's one of the beauties of this piece of software, is it really cuts down a lot of the technical analysis. It's already pretty much done for you.
Judson says that his first swing just closed out at a 50 pip take profit. That's
All
awesome.
right.
Congrats,
Yeah.
Judson.
Congratulations. Good job.
Way to go.
Yeah, we had, I said, I had several trades close out, but in fact, I was so busy trying to maintain the charts, I didn't give, some of these I didn't give quite as much room as I should have.
You just got a bunch more in now.
Oh boy.
You got lots of chance now.
I got another chance to maybe let one run a little bit here. British yen.
We got the Euro NZD, Euro CAD, British yen, as well as the gold. But that came in a couple of minutes.
Let me do the British yen. If I can
I'll have a look at the Euro CAD.
That one's just going through the roof too. British yen. All the British pairs are just the British pairs are
insane. Okay, so the Euro CAD is looking good. So the strength is to the downside.
I haven't even seen any zones on this British yen. Let me see if I can find something here on the higher time frame. We are in a higher time frame zone right now, so be careful of that. What was the other one? EuroCAD?
It's the EuroCAD I'm looking at right now. It's looking good for a sell.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Is it, are we in a downtrend?
Yeah,
Or
we're
are
in
we
a
contra trend?
downtrend. We got 22 pips to
Okay.
the next zone.
And EuroCAD, let me see where the Euro's doing here.
Right now it's doing a
Euro
weekly
is weak.
pullback.
Euro is weak all the way across. Yep, I can. That one looks like a strong possibility here. Nice little drop. Here's the entry. Let's see. Euro CAD. Wait a minute. Let me see here. What do I? Euro. I think I'm already in that one. I think I may already be in that one.
I'm just waiting for that candle because it's pulling back. The candle that it's forming right now. So I think I may
EuroCAD and a sell. EuroCAD is a sell. This is the one we took contra trend. We took this one contra trend. Now it's starting to pull back. I think if it pulls back, I'll get out of my short or my long and take it short. This is the one where we did that buy stop on.
right. Okay.
I never even saw it. It triggered. It got me into the trade before I ever saw the candle. So the spread got me in just at the wrong time. Okay, so this one I need to reverse it. I like this one more to the downside. Let me take a look at this one.
At least you're going with trend going to the downside.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a like mighty tall wall there going to, you know.
Yeah, okay, right now it is this. All right, here's what the chart on the EuroCAD looks like. That's our time. We have about 10 more minutes. So right now I'm looking at, here's the 4-hour chart. So here's basically our range right now. This is from a couple of days ago, I'm guessing. Let's see. This is our playground. Let's go to our 15-minute chart. What happened to all of my let's just work off the 15.
CB mentions in the chat, which is quite valid actually, that it's not an actual bag because it didn't bounce off of a support zone.
Yes, that's been a little bit of a consensus. Some people think we need clarity on that.
Yeah. I'm going to be meeting with Nathan on Friday, so maybe we can ask him that question if I can.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get a bunch of questions together for him because I'm thinking if we stick to every single rule people are throwing out, we'd never take a trade. So
Yeah.
we have to clarify with him.
Yeah.
What he would do.
And Matt has the running tally of questions.
Yeah.
All right, so this thing gave us a down arrow. That was off of, let me double check this, big green candle there. So we had a down arrow on this candle right here. And this was the overnight high. This is the overnight low. Strong move up, pull back. I would like to see this thing make another little shoulder up here. So right now I'm looking at this from we have our playground. This is from the overnight right here. And I'm looking for the M pattern. So here's the first leg of the M. Here's the first pullback. We don't know if this thing hasn't rejected it quite all the way yet, but we do have a little bit of an up arrow, up candle. So I'm looking at a possibility of I'm looking at here's the long leg up. I'm looking for that M pattern for this thing to go short, which would be back with the trend. Let's see something maybe like that, and then maybe come back down to retest and maybe break through, or maybe end up a little bit short. So this is the pattern that I'm sort of looking for. We do have a little bit of we had the down arrow, but now we had an up arrow before. Where was that up arrow? That was that one right before that. So we had a down arrow on the big red candle, and then we had an up arrow on this one right here with that candle. So there's a little bit of a conflict of interest right there. And if I go to my 5-minute chart, here's the middle of the M. Now we'll see it. I want to see this thing pull back, and if it can pull back to pretty much where I got into this trade, I may just exit the trade because it looks like it has a little bit more momentum. Possibly, it needs a little bit of a pullback, I'm thinking. And then if it can break this line right here, if we get that pullback, say over to like around this thing, if it pulls back up, then if it can break this trend line right here, then we have room to the downside. Until then, I'd say it's this sort of kind of going. If it breaks this trend line, now I'll get out my short or my long and then maybe take it short. But right now, I'm seeing a little bit of a conflict here.
Yeah, and Charles was mentioning that Gearbox has us in this pair in a buy.
Was that right? No, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, good. I think that's good if my Gearbox is doing that. Gold is certainly retracing from its highs.
Al, we have a 5-minute warning.
Thank you.
Welcome.
All right. Well, any other last questions before we wrap this thing up and head on over to Dante's session? Dante starts at 9 o'clock. We'll get out here before then so you can get over there in time. Any other questions? It's been a busy morning. Hopefully everybody made some money today.
Always great to have you, Hudson.
How we do today? Anybody raise your hand or put a yes or a 777 in the chat box if you made some money today. I see a couple of them. All right.
Oh, good, yeah, good. The 777s are coming through. So yeah,
good. Yeah, we're getting quite a few. Good. Like to see that.
And we really appreciate helping you guys and being here in the morning with you.
We appreciate, thank you, Eva and Christine, for being here back and watching those chat boxes and the question and answer box. Really appreciate everybody coming in. We look forward to you every day. We'll be here again tomorrow. Today's Thursday, tomorrow's Friday. So again, we'll be here the same time, same place, and we'll see everybody then.